You couldn't get enough of it. You ate Nintendo. You drank Nintendo. You slept Nintendo. Now, toys are us and the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. A new Nintendo system with Super Mario World. 3D graphics, 32,000 colors, 16-bit power. Toys are us, the biggest video game store in the world. So now you can breathe Nintendo, love Nintendo, be Nintendo at Toys R Us.
Welcome back to the Collector Zone. I'm Jeff Dickinson, and check it out. I scored a Gamestop exclusive. You see, I was out and about looking for this, because you remember, and I was going to get, the regular one originally, so it's kind of cool I came across that. But check this out, guys. Remember me talking about this on the other video? This is Playing with Power. It's one of the best documentaries I have seen covering video games history in general. This covers a lot of stuff here. And I'll put a link below. I got this on Amazon. I was watching that's what the disc looks like. I was watching the documentary, man, and it's like, after the second episode, this is like 5 hours worth of stuff. I thought about, let's check it out, see what the behind the scenes featurettes look like. And it was like $10. Can't beat that. But it's all about this right here today. So let's go ahead and open this up. I was kind of, make sure I don't screw this up. I was kind of, happy with the first book, and I knew I had to get the second one. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out here. There we go. There we go. And we are going to check this out. Now, it's got this little sleeve here. Let's go ahead and do this. These books, man, sometimes throws me off a little bit. But yeah, here's what you get here. Should have shown this to you sooner. I apologize, man. It's been one of those mornings into one of those afternoons. But yeah, this is pretty cool, man. You get some more exclusive, behind the scenes kind of thing, I'm all about the playing with power, as you saw in the video. Now, here's what you get here. This is kind of reminiscent, if I can say it right, of the Super Nintendo days. This is what the top looks like. I hope I have the camera doing where you can see it. Now, this right here, it does have a little smoosh on top of here, but to me it's okay. I mean, it could be worse, I guess, but this one slides out from the bottom where the other one slides out from the top. Now, being that this is kind of smushed right here, put that away, I'm glad that it's not that, it doesn't reflect too much damage on the book, or any damage on the book, hopefully. I'm kind of seeing the ends right here, man, are what gets it on most books these days. But this is the front. Looks like a little SNES cartridge. Now, it has, it's embossed again, and this is kind of cool that they're doing this, The cover here is not really embossed. It's more like a glossy feel to it. Kind of like, I guess, the cartridges boxes back in the day. So it's kind of cool. All right. So let's go ahead and hopefully you can see all this. All right. Let me see if I can adjust the camera here. Hang tight. All right. So, yeah, I want to make sure this is all in the frame here. And, of course, I'll probably bring it up close. This is kind of cool what they do, like a little blueprint kind of thing. And here's the foreword here. You read that here. You can pause it and do all that. I'm not going to try to make this a long video like the last one, man, but we're going to check out the coolness of it. Here is your table of contents. I was really impressed with the first book, and I had to get the second one. I wonder, it says a lithograph here. Hold on. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at this baby here. It's at the end. we're going to cheat and go to the ending first. So this is what comes with the book. Pages went over. So yeah, so if you get the GameStop exclusive, it comes with this. All right, got a little bonus. Not bad at all. All right. Realizing the 16-bit dream. You know, these stories here, when you get a chance to sit down and read them, here's this one right here on the side. It's kind of cool. Now, man, Super Nintendo, when it came out, I was like, oh man, I gotta buy another system. And of course, a lot of people were like bummed out about that. It's kind of cool. I love it when they go and show you like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff right here. This is what that says right here. Talk about the design, man. It's kind of cool. I mean, I like the behind the scenes stuff, you know. And it's got Super NES Q&A. You see that here? If you're a hardcore Nintendo fan like I am, man, and you know, truly, you know, especially after watching that documentary, it's really killer. I highly recommend it. But it was something that, you know, it was really cool that taught me a little bit more about the history of video gaming that even surprised me. Oh, look, here's we got Super Scope. I never had that. Yeah, man. It's kind of cool, man. Talk about the CD-ROM, the infamous PlayStation Nintendo. It wasn't for Nintendo doing what they did with the PlayStation and walking away when they did, we wouldn't be having all these cool games, you know, from other, you know, from PlayStation. You know, Sony, you know, really did a bang-up job when it came to their release. After the Super Nintendo, I hopped over to the PlayStation. Super Mario World. This game is badass. I love it. But you know what? I had to pick between Mario 3 and Super Mario World. Man, it's a hard choice. I love them both. So again, it's like secret levels down here. And these books are done very well. You know, I really like the way they presented these with the sleeves and stuff. And it's a great companion if you have the minis, because you know those minis also had you know, the games that are featured in these books. So it's kind of cool that they're still showing you like the levels, what to expect. It's really killer. I was, you know, really happy with, you know, the first one. And of course, you know, searching for this, you know, I almost, you know, you have to check Amazon if you want to get it there. They have used ones. eBay, you could find some there too. But try to find that GameStop exclusive, because that is where it's at for me, man. It's really cool. That's a badass game. I played that a lot. And you know what? It was a comic. What? Okay. Let me read that a little bit here. Here's the other side. I like racing games. F-Zero was a trip, man. I was like, that's the future of racing games. Of course, you know, Mario Kart was Mario Kart. And it was cool. You know, it just takes a lot for me to get into these racing games. I am super impressed with how, a lot of these books are put together for Nintendo. At least these two. Yeah, man, this is really killer. Look at that. F-Zero was all over the place. So there's the other F-Zero games here. Really cool. Really cool. There's your Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. Yeah, those Zelda games, I really wish I got into them more. I really, really do. But I didn't. I mean, they just, you have to, I guess you have to be a certain caliber of a player to really get into these little, fantasy games. I just, I don't know, maybe it was because I was more into the arcade stuff back in the day. And when the Super Nintendo came out, shoot, man, that was, that was something else for me. I was like, I like platformers, but these fantasy games, I think that was it. Don't want the pages sticking here. Try not to make the pages sticking. Most of these new books, sometimes they do that. So if you're thinking about getting one of these, kind of, if you're a collector like me, wanting to get into them, yeah. There's your Super Mario Kart. Everybody loves that, man. I played it a few times. I thought it was cool. What got me was the racing games that were more like, real physics. Gran Turismo. Man, I love those games. But this is for you guys who are really into those Mario stuff. And it's a fun game. Don't get me wrong. It's a really fun game. I just really thought. I just really thought It, I don't know, man. I just really thought it was cool. Yeah. This is for your speedrunners. I really thought you guys might enjoy that. I'm not a speedrunner. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just want to enjoy my video game, man. I don't know how I ass through it, but there's people who are doing it. And that's a whole different breed. There's your Star Fox. Playing Star Fox 2 on the SNES Mini was really cool. I really liked the idea that you could play it. The game was damn near finished. I don't know why they didn't release it, but I might have missed it in that documentary. May have talked about it, and I just kind of wasn't paying attention. I don't know. But Star Fox, man, a lot of people love that. I thought it was cool. I mean, for the time and the day, I thought it was really badass. Did I get Star Fox when it came out? No. I was over at Blockbuster renting a lot of my games, This is really cool. A lot of times, when I look at these old school games, and I'm like, oh, let me give it another shot. And I found myself enjoying this a little bit more than I had normally. Super Metroid. Now, this game kicks my butt, but it's really a badass game. And those little levels, and back in the day, man, I had to map them. I was trying to map them best way possible, that way I won't get lost, Well, of course, I got lost anyway. It's not an easy game, man. At least for me. I mean, the guys out there probably whiz through it, but me, I was like, oh my god. It is a really fun game. I enjoyed it. Right here, the art. All this time I was playing Metroid, I didn't realize it was a chick. Alright. Had to do some adjustments. I'm sorry, guys. There's a little glare there. Let me go back here. I think we lost us in the glare. Was over here, maybe? My camera started doing funky stuff, man. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm really digging this. And here's your story chronicle order, I guess. The legacy. Here we go. I played Metroid on the NES and Super NES, and that's where I checked out. When we went to the PlayStation, man, it took a while, a few years before I did finally get into the N64, but by that time I was already into the PlayStation 4, and I picked up N64, some games, a decent price, and I played it, and it was okay. And I wound up running into a dude who was into N64 really bad, and so he offered me a whole bunch of, he offered me a nice chunk of change, let's put it that way. Well, technical difficulties, man. Alright, I think I got it fixed. I am so sorry, guys. But yeah, working against the sun on this nice day here. I didn't realize there was going to be a problem like that. I apologize. But yeah, this is Super Breakout. Super Breakout. What were we looking at, man? I am so sorry. Super Punch Out. Super Breakout. Oh my god. I'm losing it, man. The heat's getting to me. Yeah, Super Punch Out. Was a really good game that I love playing. I like fighting games, so it was really cool. Donkey Kong Country, man, that game is a trip. And the graphics, oh my god, the graphics were amazing. Look at this here. The way they did the graphics, they talk about it in that documentary. I highly recommend it one more time. If you haven't gotten it or haven't seen it, it's for free. You can watch it on Amazon. The thing is that, it has those little commercials there that you have to deal with. And after a while, for me, I was like, there's too many commercials for me, man. To my liking. Yeah, now I know what's going on down here. Yeah, this book is going to be a very helpful tool for old Jeff here, so he can get through Donkey Kong Country. But a lot of times the way I love playing games is going in blindly, man. It's a really, cool game. Grew up loving Donkey Kong, the original, and Donkey Kong Country was a whole different breed. Let's see here. Oh, you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, it was really cool. I thought it was really cool. And here we go with that. Alright, fighting against that sun. I apologize. And here's old Kirby Superstar. 8 games in 1. Now, I didn't play this, but I have it on the, I think this was on the Mini. The Super NES Mini. So maybe I gotta check it out again, man. This is really cool. Now, I guess I was more into the NES games, than the Super NES, because I had my select few I played. But, yeah. Really cool. Yeah. I'm digging it. I gotta revisit Kirby. I remember it being just like an arcade game. I think it was an arcade game. I like to say it was. But playing it for the first time, I played it on Nintendo. Yeah, they made all kinds of Kirby games, didn't they? Earthbound. Now here's another adventure game I just never got into. And I got it on the Super NES, so yeah. I should get into it. There's a guy named Jeff here. Yeah. All in all, I'll just flip to this here. I mean, if you're into Super Nintendo and appreciate the early days, you might enjoy it. You might enjoy this book. Me, I'm one of those collectors that, the first one went with the first one, and I gotta get the second one. Yoshi's Island. That game is a trip, man. I remember playing that. And here's more of the old maps. That's what I love about this book here. You get to see the world, man. I didn't play Yoshi Islands much. I had it, played it for a while, but like a lot of games, if I'm not playing them, I tend to put them on the old Collector's Zone eBay store and pass them along. Be sure to check it out. Just put a whole bunch of other stuff on there. And of course I have a make it offer, so, not everything's set in stone, but at the same time, I'm not going to give it away. But yeah, man. I am blown away, literally, of how well put together this book is. Super fans. That's kind of cool. See what they say here. Let you see it a bit closer. They got some really nice artwork here. What's this here? I'm really, I'm really digging some of this artwork here. Video Games Live. Yeah. This is really, really nice. I mean, for what you're getting, and you get to see some of this cool stuff here. It's really killer. It's amazing what, have all these cool things. Go beyond the game, man. That is really badass. Some of this artwork I like to get to frame, I would really like to have some of this stuff. And here you go. End of the book. And of course, we'll put the lithograph right back where it was. That's really cool that they included that. And you know what I also like to do is put a little sleeve here. It comes with all this cool stuff. I'll put that right in there too. I like to keep them nice for the next collector. Because when, I keep all my collections, keep everything, but I try not to, mess anything up here. I try not to, lose anything if it's of interest to someone else besides myself. And it slides right back in here nicely. Alright. So there we have it. We got the Super Nintendo. And then we got this regular one here, which, gotta have one or the other. And let's not forget, if you ever get a chance, be sure to pick that bad boy up. Well, guys, I appreciate the hang time. Sorry about the weirdness and the glare. Until next time, my fellow gamers, game on. I'm going to dive into these books a little bit more. Maybe check out this documentary again. That's a really killer documentary. Laters.